Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thank y'all for watching Circle TV. You're now tuned into the Mr. and Mrs. Goodbread show. I'm your host, Mr. Goodbread. Now, today, guys, we're on a serious note. Next week, Monday, I think it is, the 21st, I'm gonna be live in Atlantic City. We're gonna be doing a show with Miss Love Dorsey. You know what I mean? Via satellite, and it's gonna be lit. So today, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a clip of some of Mrs. Love Dorsey's work and break it down and react to a video. One of the callers had called and they was like, they had asked me a question. They was asking me what should they do, and they had watched one of the videos, and I was going over what they should do, and the conversation got a little bit heated, and this is an idea, guys, of what us people that really talk about it and live it go through, trying to help in the community, trying to get the community healthy again mentally, because the the community has big issues, and a lot of people have positions of power and they can help, but they choose to turn their head and just use what's going on in the hood for their entertainment. All right, guys. So watch the intro. When we come back, we're gonna get straight into it. All right, ladies, let's get it. We here. All right, so guys, do know that this video is more basically for the ladies, but it's also for the fellas. It's to bring awareness. And fellas, these are the conversations you need to have with your ladies. You know what I mean? Especially those of you that have children. You know what I mean? Baby mothers and baby fathers. This is for y'all. This video is for y'all because, you know what I mean? What I've noticed and because I deal with a lot of guys, a lot of women. You know what I mean? I have group chats. I also have call-ups, and what I noticed is with the baby mothers and the baby fathers, the main issue is control and revenge. You know what I mean? Control and revenge. That equals a lot of the hurt and a lot of the pain. Like the baby father and the baby mother, they tend to trigger themselves. They trigger themselves. They play games with themselves. They hurt and bring pain upon themselves due to those two feelings of control and revenge. You know what I mean? And what's sad about it is when you keep those emotions, it equals to jealousy. When you keep those harboring those emotions, that equal to jealousy. So you just have two parents jealous of each other in the position that two parents hold. So let's get straight on into this video and I'll break this down. All right. I couldn't work with her, so I sent her on the love, and we're gonna pick up on the conversation.
Trying to say, I got you. And listen, I get that you're emotional. Trust me, I understand. As a parent, I get your frustration. But I guess what I'm trying to understand is, for example, when you said, your baby daddy was ordered to pay something and he didn't pay it by the date that the court said, but he was able to come to court, finagle whatever excuse, and as long as he got it paid that day, they didn't do nothing to him. If it got paid, what is it that are you wanting to see him go to jail, or what is it that you're wanting?
I want him to be held accountable.
So want to see him. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna pause it right there because when she says held accountable, the man by law is automatically held accountable. You know what I mean? As soon as the baby is born, the man is held accountable by way of child support. You know what I mean? And that's that's automatic. You know what I mean? So her her meaning of accountability is whatever she want to create. It's whatever she want to control and whatever she want to leverage to benefit her. You know what I mean? Or off the fact that it is revengeful because of something that doesn't benefit her. You know what I mean? So when you remove emotion, which a lot of women in this position, they don't think logically. They automatically assume the bash. They automatically assume the hate, the woman hatred, or and they I mean, they can't seem to think logically when it comes to this type of situation. But let's go forward, guys.
Right. But I guess what I'm trying to say is most of the time, and when you understand that this country is a business, most stuff be about money anyway, even down to criminal crimes. Like we ain't even talking about, family court, because you're talking about family court. I'm saying even if somebody commit an actual crime against somebody else who is a real victim, if you got the right bread and you get the right attorney and you can go to court like your baby daddy, you can finagle excuses or a defense to where you can come up off that shit. That's what it ends up being about. So what I'm saying is, if the court said, okay, he's supposed to pay blah by this date, he don't play it by this date, but he go to court with a good enough excuse and have the cheese right then to pay for whatever. Like, can you understand how that would like basically alleviate him from doing jail time?
All right. Now, what Love is saying right there is, of course, guys, you know that money rules the world. Like this is why you cannot front on money. You know what I mean? Money, money means a lot. You know what I mean? Money means a lot with your position. So when it comes to the child support, as long as you paying something, they're not gonna lock you up. You know what I mean? As long as you make an agreement, they're not gonna lock you up. So it's no way for your baby mother or don't sleep, guys, because there's guys that also require that request child support from their baby mother and that go under the radar and go unmentioned. You know what I mean? And these are the weakest guys to me because some of these guys don't really need the child support. They just hate on the fact that their female, she done moved on with herself and they can't manipulate her. You see guys like the beta male men do the same thing that the 71% women do, guys. So it's the same thing, and I tell you that all the time. You know what I mean? So don't sleep. But in any event, you can't force the judge's hand when the judge is seeing money. As long as the guy or the girl is feeding the system and is doing something to show that they might not have everything, but they got something, then they're not gonna just go lock you up. That's the last resort, is to lock you up off of child support. They'll take your car, they'll repost your stuff before they just lock you up. And it's documented.
So, but that's why I'm asking you. But that's why I'm asking you to be. But that's why I'm asking you to be honest. You're basically wanting to see him go to jail because, of course, it seems unfair that he's like skating through the system.
That's it. That's a lie. You gotta be honest in these situations.
this moment. All you're feeling is jealousy. That's it. You may not want to call it that. You might want to keep making the statement, I want him to be held accountable. Jealousy is a normal human emotion, but I want you to be real with yourself. What you're feeling is that I'm jealous that I'm bearing a lot of the adult responsibility with our kid, and then we go to court where I thought child support was going to wring his neck, or the court system was going to wring his neck. They not. He's getting away with it. He's basically probably shucking and jiving the same way he's been doing in y'all co-parenting situation. Does this make sense?
We don't that's the thing. We don't co-parent. Like, I don't even talk to him. We only see each other when we're in court. And I don't call him. I don't bother him. He testified in court a couple of weeks ago. In 3 years, she's only called my phone maybe 4 or 5 times. And that's the honest truth. Because I don't call him. My family and that's why I said I have no one to talk to, because honestly, outside of 2 people, no one even knows he fucking exists. Somebody think.
So guys, to me, it sounds like I don't understand why she even going to court. Like, I don't get it. Like that, and that's the thing. Like, you gotta really be honest in these situations, and I don't feel she was being honest enough to help her. And if you're not gonna be honest, then you're not gonna be able to get the help you need, because you gotta talk. You gotta speak about what it is.
That the person raising my daughter, they think that's who her dad is. So it's not like I'm causing any type of trouble in his.
I'm not, listen, baby, listen, but I want you to listen to me, because you're in your feelings, you're emotional, and you're on the defense. I'm telling you so you can rationalize what you're feeling. It's just jealousy. It's jealousy. You would have liked to see him go to jail today and then follow through with the contempt order, because, of course, you feel like that's what he deserves. But he was able to shuck and jive through the system. That's what the court system is in this country. Like, do you understand what I'm explaining?
I understand that part.
Okay, so now, what are y'all going to court for? You're trying to get some sort of child support.
If we're going to court right now because he's not paying the child support.
Okay, good.
Originally, yes.
Okay, good. So when y'all are in court, like, what is the judge ordering him to do? What is these payments for? Is it court fees, or are these child support payments?
So if he ordered to pay the child support, 75% of unpaid medical expense, and it was supposed to be court costs. But again, today, that court cost got threw out for whatever reason. The judge decided not to. He said he didn't remember telling him that.
Okay,
Even
cool.
though we told him that, and it's in the judgment.
Okay, cool. So, on your end, what benefits you? The child support part, right?
I mean, not really. It's only $187.
Okay, so then why are you going to court?
Right. Listen. This is the thing, yo. When you're in these situations, is if you're emotional, then you're gonna put your own foot in your mouth, and you're gonna end up, you know what I mean, harming the most. You're not gonna end up with the most you need for your child at the end of the day. At the end of the day, y'all two as a team, y'all got that child together. Ain't no substitute. Y'all two got that child together. So the greedier you get, or you know what I mean, one thing I noticed with the women, y'all don't understand that a minus is a minus. Whether it's $100, $2, $3, 500, 800, it's a minus. And in most cases, it comes off the top. You know what I mean? For those of you who that are paying, or have to pay, or in any event, if it ever comes to it, you want to pay, and you want to just let them take it straight off the top. Let them take it straight out of your money, right, straight out of your check, so that you out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? You can't. You know what I mean? You can't even worry about it. You get so used to it that it's boom, and that's that. I mean, the longer you sit there and prolong it, and the more you fight it, the more it builds, and the harder you dig. You dig in the hole. You dig a hole. So you just want to jump to it, get it taken straight out. Cover the rears will cover itself. It'll cover. In the beginning, it's tough. Like in the beginning, boy, it's tough. But at the end of the day, that's your consequence. Now you face that and you move forward. You know what I mean? That's your karma for putting the cart before the horse. Now, if you run around here or you run from it and choose to be like how the 71% women then go into this delusion like it's not their fault, and like if they didn't put the cart before the horse and did not follow that scripture, that, you know what I mean? Then that's on you. But that's how it is. Just let them take it straight off the top, guys. Let them take it straight off the top.
$187 don't benefit you to get it. Why y'all going to pay?
And that's why I get frustrated, because I want people to understand, and people seem to not understand.
What?
I feel like, and this is just me coming from a working family like this, with, my dad doing the same thing, so it's a little bit more personal to me. So what I feel like it takes two people to have a kid.
Yep.
Don't nobody, like, mothers, you can't do the same shit. Like, we can't do the same thing that a nigga doing.
Yes, but listen, baby, listen to what I'm saying. I did a whole Zoom on baby daddy issues, co-parenting. The main thing that we feel as baby mamas towards baby daddies, it be jealousy. It be that we have a kid, we be stuck with the responsibility, and they able to move in ways that we cannot. And we're jealous of that. We feel like it is unfair. That's what you're feeling. It's not that nobody understands. It's that's what it is.
I don't mean to cut you off, and because I know we kind of on a time limit, but this is why I feel that. Because when I told him I was pregnant, I gave him the opportunity to walk away, and he chose not to. Also, several times in court, I have asked him to sign over his rights to the person who's actually taking care of her, and he still refuses to. So that's...
Now that is crazy, guys. Like, you feel me? So you just openly admitted to asking him to ask. So I don't. You get what I'm saying? Like, am I missing something, guys? Like, you just said that you didn't. You asked him that he didn't have to be the dad. You told him you didn't want him to be. He didn't have to be the dad. You know what I mean? And he wasn't the dad. But you taking him to child support to be the dad. But you don't want him to be the dad because you're keeping him a secret. Nobody in your family know about him. Alright, we're gonna get back to this, guys. It's emotions. You gotta, ladies, you gotta control them emotions, yo. You have to control them emotions. You have to.
You want some type of involvement. We know that it's not visible. Why are you holding on to a child that you don't want to?
Okay, so let's.
And one more thing, guys. One more thing. Guys, y'all not, no, because you guys gotta be more up front. You know what I mean? Transparent. You guys gotta say what you want and mean what you say. You can't be leading the woman on. You know what I mean? You can't, because you gotta understand, if you tell a woman you don't want something in the very beginning and then you show her something other than what you told her, then she's gonna assume something. And even though she assumes something, as it go there, you still have a mouth to say, hey, what are you doing? You feel me? But you guys don't. You guys get caught up in the moment, you know what I mean? Get caught up in the attention and the lust, and shit, then things happen like this.
Okay, so let's back up. You said when you found out you was pregnant, you gave him the option to do what? Like you gave him the option, like I'll get him.
Oh wait. I told him, I said, at that time I had a lot going on for myself. Like I live in Louisiana right now, but I was living in Atlanta at the time. This is somebody that we had been friends since high school. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that we was in a relationship because we wasn't. We were friends and we crossed the lines of becoming intimate. We had dated in the past, but we crossed the lines of becoming intimate. So I had an unprotected sex and we had a baby. We never had any issues. Like I highly respect.
Right. So okay. So what I'm asking.
Kept it honest.
Right. But what I'm asking you is, when you got pregnant, what were you giving him? The option of an abortion or the option of just, hey, go walk away and I'll take care of the baby by myself?
I was considering an abortion because I didn't want kids. I didn't have kids. That's just not what I had planned for my life.
If you, okay, perfect. Stop right there. If you were willing when you found out that you got pregnant, right? Because you having the baby is ultimately your choice. Like, even if the man was like, nope, I want you to have the baby, you still fully capable without his consent
Right.
to go get an abortion if you wanted to. I want to say to you as a woman, you're strong, because to have 2 miscarriages, that's a big thing. So I want to give you your flowers for that. But what I will say is, you having your child was a choice. You're even articulating to me that your child was born from a situation where y'all were not in a relationship planning for kids. You yourself wasn't even sure that you wanted kids at that time, which is completely fine. So now fast forward, you give him the option to, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm gonna keep my baby, and you can walk away and you actually don't have to help. You gave him this choice. So now fast forward to now. If he don't pay nothing, if the judge is giving him a pass, I feel like the same energy you had back when you found out you was pregnant and him getting a pass, you could have that same energy right now and release yourself from this stuff that does not serve you.
Right. Right. That's how I feel too, guys. Like, I don't know about y'all, yo. But let's get to more of this right here, cause let's close this up.
It's almost like your jealousy is turning into wanting revenge because he's not getting held accountable, in your words, for what you feel like he should be held accountable for. But truth be told, everybody has a choice to be whatever type of parent they want to be. If he want to be a sucker ass daddy, you or the court can't make him. It's dudes that got warrants right now for not paying child support. If they don't want to pay it, they're not gonna pay it. And it's dudes that, like, they got a whole bunch of back pay. Like, they license is suspended, they got all, and they still ain't paying it.
Facts.
You understand what I'm getting at?
Facts,
overall? Like, you are putting mental strain on yourself by making
no
it a
reason.
priority for this guy. But why? Let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. For you to just say, nope, don't worry about the court stuff. I don't want no child support. I'm going to just carry on with the guy that I'm with now, who's currently taking care of my child. How can he stop you from doing that?
Because he won't sign over his rights.
Listen, he doesn't. Listen to me, honey. Listen to my question. Listen to my question. Right now, if he says, nope, I'm not signing over my rights, he doesn't sign over his rights, he ends up just still being him. You end up just moving forward with the guy that you in a relationship with right now that's taking care of your kid. You say, fuck the court stuff. I'm not going back to court. I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing. If that goes on, right, I'm going to call me. I'm going to call you. If you just move on today with the guy that you with right now and just don't give a fuck about the court dates or the child support, how can him not signing over his rights stop that?
Just because this is what affects when first of all, the person who's taking care of my daughter that's a whole nother situation. And this situation with her dad has caused problems in this relationship to where I couldn't even go talk to him about what happened today. But it was one of the things, I guess, dealing with whatever, he didn't ever want him to come back later on down the line and say, you know what, I want to be in her life or I want to do whatever. So he wanted.
But if he this is
sign over.
Okay, so can I just be all the way real with you?
Be real with her,
I
dude.
empathize 100% with you with the struggles that you're going
Be
through
real with her.
as a parent, trying to get, your child's
get it
father
now.
to actually be responsible for the child that he made, right? But this stuff that you going into now, it sounds like the other nigga got you trying to pressure your baby daddy to
Right.
sign over his rights. If the man don't want to sign over his rights, why can't you and the new nigga just not worry about that and raise the child and move forward? If the one court saying he need to pay, if the nigga knocks, you asked him already, and he's not willing to sign over his rights, I'm saying from what you're telling me, it shows.
Yeah, and we're gonna stop it right there, guys. But do know, look, she's the greatest. She's the greatest. So if you can't stomach me and you can't stomach her, then you just gonna be in a delusion forever. But clearly, the guy that she with is pressuring her just cause he's a beta. The guy she with, that's a beta male move right there. Because if you're gonna step into that role of being a stepdad, you gonna do that because that's what you gonna do. It ain't even about the other guy move. He could do whatever he want. He could be a clown. If the other guy decide to run off and be a clown, he could be a clown on his own. You know what I mean? But if you decide to be a stepdad and you step into that road and you ain't even think about how that man move, you ain't in there amping the female to do no crazy masculine stupidity because she'll turn around. If you can, you always got to think. If you could gas her to do some masculine stupidity to him, she could turn around and do that same masculine stupidity to you. You know what I mean? So that's what this was right here. But in any event, it just breaks down and it shows how you have to control them emotions and think logic, ladies. You got to be on your logical thinking at all times. That's what make you powerful. Being logical is what make you powerful. Critical thinking is what make you powerful. Not what you put on, not what the media show you is powerful. You controlling your own mindset and being able to critically think and be like, no, I don't like that. No, that's not for me. Oh, that's cute, but bypass on that. You know what I mean? All right, ladies, but it's been real, and that's how it is. That's what we do over here, guys. So tune in. Appreciate you.